Let's solve some problems here. A chord 8 inches long is 3 inches from the center of a circle as shown below. What is the radius of the circle to the nearest tenth of an inch? So we're given here the chord, which is 8 inches long and is 3 inches from the center of the circle. So that means that half of the length of the chord is just equal to 4 inches. And 4 inches here is just one of the legs of the triangle. Now we take note that the distance between a point and a line that is measured perpendicular to the line, it will form a right triangle. So the triangle here that is formed is just a right triangle. And now if this is our right triangle here, we have the measure of the base, which is 4 inches, and the height, which is 3 inches. And our hypotenuse is r, which is our radius. Now to solve for the radius, we can just use the Pythagorean theorem. And that is the longest side, c squared, equals a squared plus b squared, where a and b are the legs of the triangle. So our longest side here is just r equals 3 squared, 3 inches squared plus 4 inches squared. So this is just equal to 9 square inch plus 16 square inch, or inch squared. So r squared is just equal to 25 inch squared, and we get the square root of both sides. Therefore, the value of r is just equal to 5 inch. So this is just 5.0 inches. So the answer here is letter C. The length L in meters of a spring is given by the equation L equals 2/3 F plus 0.05, where F is the applied force in newtons. Approximately what force in newtons must be applied for the spring's length to be 0.23 meter? Since we're given the length, which is equal to 0.23 meter, now to solve for the value of F, we just have to substitute the value of L to the equation. So that would be, okay, L equals 2/3 F plus 0.05. Then substitute 0.23 for L. 2/3 F plus 0.05. And then we subtract 0.05 from both sides. Okay. So we have 0.18 equals 2/3 F. Now we can solve for F. We just have to divide both sides by 2/3. Okay. This cancels out. So our F is just equal to 0.18 over 2/3, or F is just equal to 0.18 times 3/2. So this is just equal to 0.54, because 0.18 times 3 is equal to 0.54 divided by 2. Therefore, the value of F is just equal to 0.27. So the answer here is letter K. The hypotenuse of the right triangle LMN shown below is 22 feet long. The cosine of angle L is 3/4. How many feet long is the segment LM? So we're given here the length of the hypotenuse, which is just equal to 22 feet. And it says that the cosine of angle L is just equal to 3/4. Using the definition of cosine, which is just the ratio of the length of the adjacent side to the length of the hypotenuse. So that is cosine of L is just equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So cosine L, adjacent side of angle L, is just LM, segment LM, over the hypotenuse, which is equal to 22. But it's given here that the cosine of angle L is just equal to 3/4. So we can just plug in the value of cosine L here. So that would be 3/4 equals LM over 22. And we can multiply both sides by 22. So we have 3 times 22 over 4 equals LM. So LM is just equal to 66/4, or this is just equal to 16.5. So the answer here is letter G. Points B and C lie on segment AD as shown below. The length of segment AD is 25 units. The segment AC is 19 units long, and the segment BD is 14 units long. How many units long, if it can be determined, is the segment BC? Okay, we're given here the length of segment AD, which is equal to 25 units, and the length of segment BD, which is equal to 14 units. And we're also given here the length of segment AD, which is 25 units. Since segment BC here, this segment here is the intersection of segment AC and BD, segment BD. Therefore, the sum of the lengths of AC and BD is just the same as the sum of the lengths of AD and BC. So let's write that into a mathematical equation. So the sum of the length of AC and BD is just equal to the sum of the length of AD plus BC. And now we can just substitute all the values given here. So we're given the value of AC, which is 19 units. So that is 19 plus BD is 14 and AD is 25. Now we can solve for BC. So this is just 33 equals 25 plus BC, subtracting 25 from both sides. So our BC is just equal, that is equal to 8. So the answer here is letter H. What is the x-coordinate of the point in the standard xy coordinate plane at which the two lines y equals -2x plus 7 and y equals 3x minus 3 intersect? Now, to solve for the x-coordinate of the point at which the line y equals -2x plus 7 and y equals 3x minus 3 intersect, we just have to equate the two equations. Okay, or just substitute the value of y to either of the two equations, maybe here, or you can substitute here, or just simply equate them. So that would be negative 2x plus 7 equals 3x minus 3. Then we subtract 7 from both sides. So we have negative 2x equals 3x minus 10. And then we subtract 3x from both sides. Then we have negative 5x equals negative 10. Then we divide both sides by negative 5 to solve for the value of x. Negative 10 divided by negative 5, so that is positive 2. So the value of our x coordinate is equal to 2. So the answer here is letter D. Parallelogram ABCD with dimensions in inches is shown in the diagram below. What is the area of the parallelogram in square inches? Now to solve for the area of the parallelogram, we just have to multiply the base and the height. Okay, for this given parallelogram here ABCD, our base is side AD and the corresponding height is this one, which is equal to 12. So the area will just be equal to base side AD times the height, which is 12, and AD is just equal to 5 plus 15. Okay, times 12. So this is just 20 times 12. It says square inches. So the area is just equal to 240 square inches. So the answer here is letter D. For all pairs of real numbers s and t, where s is equal to 4t minus 7, t is equal to, now let's solve for t here. So we're given s equals 4t minus 7. We just have to add 7 to both sides. This cancels out. So this is s plus 7 equals 4t, and then we divide both sides by 4. Now the value of t is just equal to s plus 7 over 4. So the answer here is letter K. If b is equal to a plus 3, then a minus b to the fourth is equal to. Now to solve for a minus b to the fourth, we just have to substitute the given value here of b, which is equal to a plus 3. So this would become a minus b, and the value of b is just equal to a plus 3, then to the fourth. And we simplify this. This is just a minus 3 to the fourth, and a minus a is just equal to 0. So we're left with negative 3 to the fourth, which is just equal to 81. Because this is just negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. 4 times positive 9, negative 27, times negative 3 is positive 81. So the answer here is letter F. The larger of two numbers exceeds 3 times the smaller number by 4. The sum of twice the larger number and 4 times the smaller number is 58. If x is the smaller number, which equation below determines the correct value of x? So it's given here that x is the smaller number. And it's stated here that the larger of the two numbers exceeds 3 times the smaller number by 4. So that would be 3 times the smaller number, which is x, exceeds by 4. So that is plus 4. So this is our larger number. And it's stated here that the sum of twice the larger number and 4 times the smaller number is 58. So let's write this mathematical sentence into a mathematical equation. So twice the larger number, so 2 times 3x plus 4, sum, so that is plus 4 times the smaller number. So 4x is 58. That means equals 58. So the equation that determines the correct value of x is this one. 2 times 3x plus 4x equals 58. So from the choices here, the answer is letter J. Members of the fire department lean a 26-foot ladder against a building. The side of the building is perpendicular to the level ground so that the base of the ladder is 10 feet away from the base of the building. To the nearest foot, how far up the building does the ladder reach? So if you're going to draw that, let's say this is our building here, and this is the ground, and this is our ladder here. Okay, that leans on against the building. It says that the length of the ladder is just 26 feet, and the distance, okay, the distance from the base of the ladder to the base of the building is 10 feet. Okay, that is 10 feet. Okay, and we need to find the height of the building to which the ladder reach. So let's say the height of that part of the building is equal to h. Since it forms a right triangle here, then we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So that would be the longest side, or the hypotenuse squared, equals to the sum of the square of the two legs. So this is just equal to 26 squared equals 10 squared plus h squared. And then we subtract both sides by 10 squared. Now our h squared is just equal to 26 squared minus 10 squared. So 26 squared is just equal to 6. So we have here h squared equals 676 minus 100. So this is just equal to 576, and then we get the square root of both sides. Therefore, the value of h is just equal to 24. So our answer here is letter E.